Are you recording?
Yeah.
Okay,
Shush.
I'm muting myself. Yep.
Are we
We're
live, John?
we're live.
We're live with Taco TV, your favorite stop for warband-related hijinks and streams. Joining me today is John with the recording and obviously Marquis casting because they couldn't find anybody with a better voice. We've got Cheese Ninja versus Abdanian going up against each other in part of this Scramble League tournament today. These two teams are fighting for the better seed in the coming semifinals. We've got Mountain Fortress, Swadia versus Serenids. Ebb team starts out Serenids. Cheese Ninja starts out Swadia. Flag already spawning down in the lower courtyard. Good balance from the teams. We've got 2 crossbows, 3 cav, 3 infantry for Swadia. They're certainly trying to maximize the use of those all pikes, get those one hits on the weak Serenid infantry as the fight commences. Serenid's choosing not to retreat, but instead force a fight up here in the actual fortress part. Meanwhile, Swadia and Cav starting to come in, getting some hits. Serenid's just trying to hold on, let their archers sit in the back and shoot. Zealots picking up good kills, and then promptly team kills their best infantry on the team. That is going to put it in favor of the Swadians with 5 players against remaining 3 for Serenids. This first round looks like it is definingly going in favor of the Swadian team.
Ooh.
Although a bad team kill there on a Cav player, that could certainly come back to hurt him too. Cal finishes it off, certainly a key player for Cheese Ninja. It's going to come down to Cal's ability to really carry his team from horseback today to see if they can pull out a victory here. That fight commenced before we got a chance at the Serenid loadout, but they are going with what looks to be a very standard meta build. They've got the 2 Cav, the 2 archers, the 4 infantry. Ebb's team rumored to have some of the best infantry in the tournament, with Mav and Fiery as the dynamic duo starting off. Unfortunately, Fiery does not appear to be on the server at the moment. That could certainly be harmful for the Serenid team. Oh, quick update there to that loadout. It looks like Abdanian swapped himself from Cav, or from Archer to Infantry, perhaps wanting the team to be a little more dominating in these infantry fights, or free up one of his infantry to spear. Those bamboo spears do wreak havoc with those long all pikes. You're not killing any horses, but at least they're not killing any of your guys. We're looking at a very aggressive early fight. Unfortunately, the Serenids pay for it, immediately getting headshot by Sparhawk. Rest of the fight commences. Cav starting to crash in. Serenid infantry getting stabbed in the back, left. Serenid Cav trying to come in but getting cut off. Swadians once again just mopping up this fight. Trying to be aggressive here does not seem to be working well as Peacherin gets team killed again. 2 rounds in a row. That is not his lucky day to be playing Cav, as the last of the Serenid players rip. Seems he can't do some damage, but he gets brought down as well. And Swadians have gone up 2 rounds for a very quick and early advantage in this fight.
They had a good inf push going there. The Serenids did, but then they kind of pushed into the crossfire a little bit.
Yes, I would tend to agree. Now those crossbows, once you can get them in melee, they don't have the rate of fire to keep up a sustained pressure. But at once, if you're just losing a couple of players at the onset, it is certainly difficult to stand up to it. As we're once again getting set up, we've got red armor from Vanars over there on the Swadian team, so hopefully some of those Serenid players have axes, or they're not going to be doing anything to the armor that the Swadians have. As the flag spawns open yet again, Serenids cannot catch a break here. They're just praying for that one flag spawn, but they've been unable to get it. As at the same time, Swadians playing it slow, deciding where they want to go. Looks like they're now going to shift around left to be able to move around the map. Serenids can easily cut them off if they want to, but... Oh, and the Swadians double back. They double back. It was a feint. It was a feint, and the Serenids are running. The Serenids don't know where they are, and now they've turned back around. They see them, but they are just getting strung out along the map as the fight commences. You have dedicated spear infantry from the Serenids, who then puts the spear away, gets cut down, Those Serenade infantry are trying to do damage here, and they're getting kills. They are doing work, but they need to get these Cavs stopped and cut down. As one goes down, another one gets stopped. Ebdanian putting in work, even if he's not getting the kills, but he's stopping the Cav. NASA, otherwise known as Grok, just using that axe to great effect. Wow, triple kill from NASA. Great round from him. As the one remaining Cav, Easter Cow, again, working hard for his team, but wasn't able to pull out enough kills this time as he tries to kite away, probably stay alive, upgrade for the next round. Looks like Rip is using a bamboo spear on horseback. Certainly an interesting counter to the long all pike. However, I would not want to try and fight Easter Cow in this circumstance, but he is trying to be aggressive. He gets hit. He gets hit in return. He's got infantry coming with him, but I feel like they're going to have difficulty catching the Cav. Zealot's trying to shoot, misses his shots. They've left Fiery alone on the flag with no spear, and I think Easter Cow might see this. Or not Fiery, sorry. They left Mav on the flag with no spear. Now it is Mav. It's certainly a very scary situation to be in. You never want to willingly run toward a sword, but at the same time, Easter Cow again, better part of Valor, survive, armor up, not give the long all pike to the Serenade team, and perhaps deny some eco if he can take down that horse. Oh, and he gets shot down and killed. Finally, Zealot's landing 2 key shots there at the end of the round to wipe him out as the timer runs out. Serenades managed to get a round on the board. Good for them. This is going to be a very close match, all things considered, and it's certainly helpful for both teams' morales if this very first round is a close one. So, John, you were watching. You see anything there that just shifted everything in favor of the Serenades?
It looked like the Serenade Inf started really picking out players and started getting a lot of damage off.
Yeah.
Especially if you look at the kill feed.
Yeah. Alright, Swadians holding up. Serenade's finally getting lucky with that flag spawn. Definitely a solid position for them, because now Swadian's going to be forced to push in. This flag, 3 different directions for enemy Cav to push in from. Really 4 if they wanted to be incredibly aggressive with that back alley. We've got a crossfire now with the Swadian crossbow on the right. Serenade infantry notice this, start pressing. Not too sure about this. I worry that they might get dragged out here. Certainly their own archer is going to get caught soon as the enemy Cav starts coming in, picking players apart, trading 1 for 1. Oh dear. Yep, Swadian Cav still running people over. Serenade infantry trying to swing back, but without any spears being effectively used on the battleground, those players are just being torn apart. As the Serenade team down to 3 players, Rip coming back in. Wasn't really seeing the Serenade Cav in that fight, but it may have just been because they were outnumbered by all the Swadians, as they are slowly but surely torn apart. 1 infantry left for the Serenades, trying to fight, seeing if they can. The rest of the team going after the archer, and that is a final round in favor of Cheese Ninja, winning the first set 3-1.
Yep. The last round was a good Serenade push, but like you said, they pushed out into the open a little bit more, and I know why they did it is because the Swadian was split up, but
yeah, but that's a circumstance where when you're fighting out into the open, that is an incredibly large courtyard for enemy Cav to maneuver, whereas in a more narrow spot where the flag is, realistically the Cav's only going to be coming from one direction, and 1 or 2 spearmen can really stop that initial press. I was also a little bit worried there. I felt like the Serenades weren't entirely clear on who was supposed to be spearing, or realizing when any of their spearmen were getting shut down, somebody else needed to be using it. I feel like I may have even seen some of the Serenade infantry without spears, but that might have been something else. Meanwhile, this is certainly a Swadia-sided map, in my opinion, unless you have just absolute quality archers to carry for the Serenades. So it wouldn't surprise me if we saw a mirror of what just ended up happening on the previous set.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be close, I would suspect. As long as they don't give Cal an all pick, it should be pretty okay.
All right, and here we go, moving on to the next set. Do you want streamer mode, by the way, John? I haven't asked.
What was that?
Does it do anything for you if I give you the streamer status? You need the
Um.
module. Okay.
Oh no, I don't have the module.
Oh, okay. Well, if it makes you feel better, I give you that status.
Ah, thank you.
All right, coming in on the Swadian side, 2 crossbows, 4 infantry, 2 cav. Again, solid meta pick. Swadia being incredibly aggressive, taking that early crossroads. Saranids now moving to the middle window area, and Swadia's aggression's paid off as they have a commanding flag spawn. Meanwhile, we're looking, we've got 2 archers, 2 cav. Sorry, no, yeah, 2 archers, 2 cav, 4 infantry for the Saranids. Wrapping around to the right side, interesting. This is an off-meta push. I always find it better to try and push from where the Saranids currently were on this flag, but instead, teams have basically swapped spawns. Saranids left 1 archer on the flanks, meanwhile the rest of them all coming around the other side. Not really a crossfire from the Swadians, however. I'm not sure if they realize it or not, but their crossbows are just lined up in the same spot. When they end up getting pressed, they're not going to be able to do anything. As the press does happen, there is a crossfire right now on where the Swadians are getting pushed away from their initial holding positions. As the Saranid infantry push in, good early kills from the Swadians, and a team kill hurts them as well. Saranids are trying to push back, but it looks like it is fairly even numbers here. 3 down for each side. We've got pressure going on archers, we've got pressure on infantry, we've got cav picking players off. Saranids have archer shooting, and that could be enough to change the fight for them. As we see, yep, there we go. Bav is still up. He could be the key player here for the Swadians. They're down 1, gets that kill, gets 2 kills, gets 3 kills. That is magic, ladies and gentlemen, in case anybody was wondering. And a solid victory there for the Swadians, pulled out once the teams got whittled down a little bit further.
It's probably a bit of back and forth. The Saranid infantry did pretty well, and then I don't know, it just kind of fell apart there right at the end of 4v4.
Yes. That's when the player numbers get low, that's when player skill really starts shining, and as we can see, Mav has made full use of that already in the red Brigandine armor. He's a little slow behind his team, but provided he's not just getting couched or team killed, he is going to be a scary force to reckon with. Meanwhile, teams have posted up on the porch with the tables. We are seeing a lot of aggression. Ebb being incredibly aggressive as a crossbow. I feel like he's trying to lead up his team here. As the Saranid archers both basically in the same spot. The fight commences. The archers are not able to really help their team here all too much. As we see, bad couch there in the back. Pichu taking out Zealots. No awareness check in his back. As the Saranid archers have pushed forward enough to be able to really start clearing out the Swadians. Only 3 players left, and all that armor isn't going to do a whole lot for Mav unless he is able. Nope, he goes down. They're left with Mar trying to get rid of that all pike. I imagine they want to give it to the opposing team. A commanding win there for the Saranids, I feel in large part credited toward the archers and Cav basically picking off anybody who wasn't in the main inf fight there.
That's true. One thing to note, I think the Saranids outnumber the Swadian infantry, right? That last fight.
Let me check. I think it's meta build from both sides, so 4 infantry on either side.
Oh, maybe it was just the archer and melee.
Yes. Ebdanian has been playing a very aggressive close-range crossbow for the last 2 sets, and I'm concerned because I believe he is also his team's best archer. can understand why he feels pressure to be up there leading the rest of his team from the front.
Yeah. Oh, it looks
Meanwhile-
like he switched to Kev.
Did he? Oh, he put Rip at infantry, and I guess he went to Cav. They got an extra infantry just down 1 crossbow. So, we are looking at a ton of Swadian infantry at this point, but only 1 crossbow. And again, they're going to be defending against probably another Serenid crossfire, and they are pushing back. They said, we are engaging right here. Same fight that they took earlier in the series with an infantry guarding the back. There you go. Mav, of all people, saying, I'm not going to get involved in the melee fight. I'm just getting rid of these cav. But unfortunately, that might not have been the play, as this team is really getting torn apart here, even as he's working the spear. And oh, bad shot in the back of that archer gets him killed. Could still go either way. There's a lot of damage that has been done to these Serenid players, but Sauron managing to pick up multiple kills there, absolutely obliterating the remainder of the Swadian infantry, as it looks like the Serenids are once again going to be able to mop up the Swadians. I'm given to understand that in this tournament thus far, that Sauron has been having difficulties getting back up to speed, but after showing from that last round, it certainly looks like he might be remembering how to play at a higher level in these scrims.
Yeah, and I just seen his ping was 107. Now it's back down, but so he's doing pretty
There you
well.
go, and even check him out on the map, John. If you want to go to the height of fashion, always check the Serenid players. He's got that guard armor, that Mamluk helmet, mail
Oh my
mittens.
gosh.
He is fully kitted out. Swadians are not going to have anything that can do damage to him other than their all pikes and crossbows, because their swords are going to bump after. And here we go. Swadians went ton of infantry, saying, we are coming in, we're trying to do damage, let's see what we've got. But they start off with a team kill. Bumps lead to them getting killed off, and while their cav is coming back in, they're trying to force a fight. Mar with a double kill, killing off Sauron. That's how it's done. You gotta have those all pikes to do this damage. And ooh, bad team kill from Sparhawk, hurting the remainder of his infantry there, and then getting killed by Mar. Great round from Mar. Not that anybody would ever have any doubts. Mar's a clutch player. As the enemy cav trying to pull something off, this is not over yet. 3v3 actually. I'd say in favor of Serenids, especially as they run down Mar, kill him as well. Matt unable to assist. Matt without an all-pike or any kind of anti-spearing weapon here, as the archer is just going to start kiting them around, not pulling out his spear, not doing anything. Matt left last one alive for the Swadians. They have taken a victory and turned it into a defeat. As Matt, he's working hard. He is doing damage here, but every cav he dismounts just turns into an infantry, and it doesn't really solve any problems for him, as he is just getting bullied here in the corner by these remaining Serenids, and we end up seeing a serious dominating victory here from Cheese Ninja's team.
Yeah, Swadia had a really rough start to that round, and then Mar kind of brought it back a little bit, but I don't think it was quite enough. Mar did really well that round.
But we're going to have a delay of game penalty thrown on Abdanian's team. And for those of you that are not aware, delay of game penalty means you get a stern frown from me behind my computer screen, and that is some extent of the punishment that you receive.
I would be scared.
Should be. I do tend to frown at people at a living.
You should change your name to Disappointed Marquis. Cal and Rip are having an intimate moment right now. They're each looking into each other's one eye. It's very interesting.
What's going on in here? Did he say how long he'd be?
He did not.
Apparently, I'm getting news from a source that Fiery stubbed his big toe in a dramatic fashion,
Oh.
and it caused immense pain, and that's what's taking so long.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
oh,
Or he had to. Oh, Alice said he had to pee. I don't know.
Oh, he is back.
He stubbed his big toe while peeing. We'll go with that story.
All right, well, certainly not the morale boost that the team had wanted here. I know Eb was certainly wanting Fiery's return to probably be a momentum game changer for his team, than only for Fiery to leave and then come back. We'll see how things go here as the teams start loading in. We've got from the Rodox 2 cav, 2 crossbows, 4 infantry, fairly meta loadout. Vagr's doing the same. We've got 2 archers. No? Yes, 2 archers, 4 infantry, 2 cav. So even loadouts from both teams. Vagr's very slow to get out of spawn. Rodok's actually going to be all the way behind him while the Vagr's are still doing drops. Not sure if they're even aware of what's going on. Zealot's doing some bad ping. Fiery may be about to get shot. He needs to tell his team that their enemy is behind him, as the Vagr's, luckily, not having to do anything immediate. Flags down on the boat. Rodox will probably beat him there, but at least the Vagr's aren't going to get pressed too early on. Oh, Rodox trying to cut through the middle. They don't want to give the Vagr's a chance to get set up, but instead, if they charge through here, they're going to be running into the mother of all crossfires. Don't know if the Vagr's are going to realize this. I think they do. They have a giant crossfire here. There is no reason for the Rodox to push, and indeed, Cheese gets headshot. He's not dead, but he is severely wounded, as the Rodok infantry just starting to get kind of picked apart here. They do not need to push this. They need to just get back and go around. But the problem is, if they run and get back, then they'll be stuck in another crossfire at the other entryway. Something's got to give here, and I think it's going to come down to the cav from one side getting a play, as Kairos circles around the entire part of the map. Now, flanking the Vagr's crossfire, as now the Rodox push out, and this fight is commencing. I do not think the Vagr's were expecting this. Nobody had called that initial transfer over. As we are seeing kills back and forth, Vagr archers forced into melee, one taken out, Eb fighting for his life, as we are seeing up slight numbers in favor of Rodox, now severe numbers in favor of Rodox. Mav tried to make work happen, can't do it, brought down by the cav. Rip, the only one left, his only chance is probably to run and save. Though he could certainly try and pull something off here, but I do not necessarily see it happening. Oh, but Rip takes out Cal. Unexpected. He's got a chance. If he can kill that crossbow, I think he'd have a better chance, but he has a chance.
Rodok got to get to flag.
Yes, 20 seconds left on flag. Tall order to expect Rip to survive for that long if you tried to fight him there. But he can certainly do some damage. It is incredibly difficult as Cav to fight down here near flag. You cannot bump stab easily because the ground actually blocks your stabs. And with that, he is taken down. Rodok's claimed the first round. My goodness, I cannot believe that a crossbow from the Rodok team circled all the way back through the archway, through the Vagr spawn, and into that crenellations area to be able to flank all of the Vagrs without anyone calling it or even noticing it. Frankly speaking, Zealot should have died instantly. It was unfortunate that Cairo missed his headshot. As the Rodox doing the same thing they did previously, not a bad strategy. They've claimed a flag. They have blocked off the Vagrs from even accessing that part of the map. As they do start moving in that direction, whichever team gets the flag here probably going to have a huge advantage, and that advantage is to the Vagrs. Map gods trying to give them every advantage they can possibly get here to potentially pull this back, as we are seeing the Rodox thinking about a push.
I think Rodok should have pushed right before Eb got to the corner there.
Yes, So they are sending a crossbow to middle. Once again, they're playing this the right way. You got to try and beat that crossfire. Make your own crossfire. I really hope the Vagers don't try and push, because if they push, they might defeat the Rodok crossfire, but they'll lose their own at the same time. As here come the Rodok infantry, they're making that push in. This is going to be a battle of the scimitars. Kairos with an early headshot. Vagers are down, and another couch from the cow. My goodness, the Vager infantry just kind of falling apart. Archer in the background, unable to do anything. Vager's missing a cav as one of them got dismounted early on. And this looks like it is just going to be a wipe in favor of Cheese Ninja's team.
Good early headshot, good inf work by Rodox, good cav work. Like, everything went their way that round.
Yeah, we are seeing substantial plays here from the Rodok infantry, and it's just it's not necessarily a matter of positioning, I think, as it is just simply whichever team is gaining that initial advantage and really working hard to capitalize on it. And if I could offer just the one unbiased opinion, it would be that the Vager archers really need to be working on getting wide spreads. That the Rodoks right now, they are getting kills in melee substantially because their cav is providing them with a lot of support. And if those cav are having to go after the Vager archers instead, you might be seeing a pretty substantial change in these fights. However, flag has spawned. It's down by the pond. Rodok infantry first to make it. They're getting their crossbows set up. Cav is moving around. Vagers are starting to move in. Ebdanian has swapped to infantry, so we've only got one archer from the Vager team. Looks like they really want to force an early fight here, and they are moving in. Rodok infantry just backpedaling as quickly as possible. As we see the fight really starting to get spread out here. Vager infantry spreading apart, going after crossbows and infantry. Mav doing work, Eb doing work. We are seeing multiple players getting brought down here as, again, the Rodoks keep kiting back, keep trying to do work, but my goodness, once it breaks up into these little 1v1s, I think we are seeing the Vager scimitars starting to do some work here in their skill level as well. Rip takes down Cow, Eb takes Kairos, Mar suicides, sacrifices his cav to get on that crossbow, and now we are seeing crossbow getting shut down. Peterin takes down Mar. However, Eb is on the remaining two players, and the rest of his team comes to help him mop up. And we've got a momentum shift for the Vagers, with I think Eb doing a substantial amount of work there at infantry. I guess coming in wanting to lead his team by example.
That was great by Vagers. They really needed that round. Like, that was the match round almost.
I think it is. At this point, every round for the Vagers is match round. So at this point, we see Rodox doing the same thing. Eb wants his team to charge. He says, I'm tired of playing around. If we get him in melee, we win. We've got the better infantry. Let's fight him. However, he's forcing this fight here in the middle of the map, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care. Rodok infantry just run into each other. His team absolutely obliterating the Rodoks. I'm not sure if they've clicked onto another level or what, but we are seeing an absolute momentum shift here from the Vager team, simply saying, we have the infantry, we're going to use them, other classes be damned.
That was crazy, dude. That was like a, whew.
Yeah.
An unstoppable
And we see
wave.
the Rodoks have learned. The Rodoks are going to the boat. They say, okay, if you want to fight us in melee, we simply will not fight you in melee. They're running to the boat.
Yeah.
We've got armored up players from the Vagers. Rip is on a step charger, and he's got that padded coat. He will be very dangerous to deal with here. From the Rodoks. They're going to have to get him with crossbows, basically. Meanwhile, Rodoks moving over to Pond, anticipating there might be a flag spawn there as it spawns in favor of the Vagers. And there we go. This is going to be a circumstance where the Vagers are going to try and find out wherever the Rodoks are and push right at them. And if they're coming left, that's what the Vagers are going to want. A nice closed-in spot for them to all push and fight. They need to keep that momentum up right now. And that is indeed what Ebb wants to do. He said, team, follow me, we're going this way, and off they go. Rodox might be trying to bait them back here. If they're smart, they set up a crossfire behind that archway and then bait the infantry to chasing them backwards, but they don't. Instead, their crossbows are just sitting in the back shooting. We see a fight break out. Zealous gets a kill, Cal getting a couch. Cav doing some work here from both sides, but these scimitars are tearing the Rodoc infantry apart. Cal coming back in to help his team, gets a kill on an infantry. Rip killing off an archer. Ebb goes down. Van getting a kill. My goodness, these are even numbers in a 4v4, but you got Mav still up, and when it's low numbers and you've got Mav, I'll never say you don't have the advantage, as their team is picking them apart. One player left, Peacherin, South American, great player, great Cav, kills Matt, like I said,
Oh.
great Cav. He is doing work here. I was gonna say I don't know if he's able to pull it out, but my God, he is putting it together. As 1 minute left, we got an archer and an infantry with an all pike, so there's not going to be a way for Pichu to really outrange him here. But realistically, this is just Warband 101, is you've got an archer and you've got a spearman. So spearman protect the archer, archer kill the horse. It shouldn't be that difficult. He's got a strongbow, and there you go, textbook. So despite probably a moment of panic there for the Vager team, we have our first set win for Abdanian's team. So that puts us at Cheese Ninja 8-5 Abdanian.
Yeah, Abdanian's team, like, I don't know what happened, but they, like, woke up. They won 3 rounds in a row. They were coming back. That was crazy.
Yeah. Now, that being said, now Ebb's team's got to go up against the Vagers, and when you've got a team full of infantry where you just want to force that fight, running into a crossfire against the Vagers is not going to be a positive situation to be in here. This is certainly going to be a testament to how well the teams play. Exactly. Alice commenting from Spec that now we've got Cal playing with a regular lance instead of the light lance, which will give him the advantage in any Cav duel that he takes on.
It's true.
I don't know. I wouldn't put it past. I was watching those infantry fights, and I think Ebb's team has this far and away. What they need is a chance to have a solid 5-10 second infantry group fight without substantial interference from the Vager team's Cav or archers. Are they going to be able to pull that off? I don't know. I think it's difficult unless they have their Cav suiciding on the enemy archers. I would not give them circumstance pull off.
Yeah, it definitely won't be easy. But anything's possible. It's definitely a closer match than it was looking like it was gonna be. That's for sure.
Yeah, after that first map, I want to say that Ebb's team has completely turned the momentum around here. But at the same time, again, just that pressure. One win from the Vagers, and they have secured their spot moving on into the qualifiers. Otherwise, this is simply going to be a rough situation. 3-0 against Vagers on a map like this, with great spots for crossfires. Honestly, I don't see it happening, but I've been surprised by many things in Warband over the years.
It's very true. You know, a Rodoc crossbow, they're pretty accurate. Depends on who they have playing crossbow.
Alright, and here we go. Combatants are set. We are starting off on the 4th and final set of this match. We've got Ebb's team taking over the Rodocs. Cheese Ninja moving to Vagers. We have Ebb. Oh, there we go. He's got everybody in. Looks like they brought in Matt the Lord for Cream on this last set. We've got the Vagers booking it across their spawn. It's to block off any early aggression from the Rodok players, as the Rodoks choosing not to be aggressive here at the onset of this round, perhaps recognizing that running straight into the Vaegir team wouldn't necessarily be the wisest course of action. Choosing to take boat instead, we have Ebdanian playing as infantry still, which is going to be an interesting choice here. It worked well enough for them, getting the momentum shift on Vaegirs, while Zealots could keep up enough pressure with just being solo archer. Here,
Flags in the
I don't
middle.
know. Yep, Vaegirs moving through tunnels. If they can catch him here, they need to go. Yep, the Rodoks are charging. Vaegirs going to get caught out in tunnels. The single best place for the Rodoks to fight is right in there. And they are starting off, are getting a kill on one of the archers. Rest of the infantry fighting, working to take the players out here as Mav takes down Sauron. Oh no, but the Scimitars doing work here, even in the narrow corridors. Just the hilt spam, taking out 2 infantry right away as the Rodoks getting pushed back out. Trading kills here and there. Rip with a good kill on the infantry. Bad team kill on Van. Petrin kills Rip. Kairos kills Mav. That might be it, as we've got Zealots and Fieries, the last 2 here from the Rodoks. Fiery does kill Pichu. Zealots has to stay up. He has to stay up. He has to delay. As meanwhile, Kairos just running. Just the absolute cowardice here. Kairos not a bad... Oh, and that could be it. Kairos is a solid infantry, and he managed to make the play. And with that, Cheese Ninja's team has secured the victory in this match.
You don't see the fight break out right there in the tunnel like almost ever. That was a crazy round.
That was, and I think that certainly could have gone a different way. I would have to go back, honestly, watch the recording to see exactly what went wrong there, but it looks like there was just a circumstance where the Vaegir infantry just started hilt spamming with the Scimitars, and even in that closed-in area, you still have a circumstance where Scimitars are faster than cleavers. Eb starting a fight, without his team being present, they get Sauron picked right back off, so that's a positive, but it looks like they're just trying to push these fights through one way or another here at the end. Rodoks fighting with, shall we say, reckless abandon. Getting the kills, though, it is working well to their favor. Fiery pulling off multiple kills here. Vaegir archers trying to shoot from the back, but big Rodok board shields absorbing those arrows as, again, Rodok infantry just tearing through the players, but it is a little too late. You've got you got an archer, an infantry, and a cav working to kite back, and despite the efforts of Cow, his team's going down. Multiple Rodok infantry spear in there. Bad team kill, but 3 versus 1. Don't think Cow can do it. But again, he doesn't have to. His team's already secured the win. However, there is a question of round differential here, John. I'm not 100% certain who all has won and lost against what other teams, and there is a chance here that depending on the number of rounds that Eb's team ends up winning, that they could actually find themselves either qualified or in a better seed.
I mean, you always want as many rounds as you can get, that's for sure. It should help them either way.
Always. And never forget that, you know, the essence of Warband is it is dishonorable to give up. So it's best to fight on, give your players a chance to play. Maybe don't be as harsh here in this last set, but at that same time, you know, this is a circumstance where you play, you work with your team, so on and so forth. And
I agree.
we have been removed from our prior channel. Quite unfortunate.
I like this new channel too, it's comfortable.
It is a very comfortable channel. I do like it. As here we are, teams 1-1. We'll see if we can finish this up before we move on to the next match. We'll be watching. Again, Rodoks just really, you know, without the pressure of having to win, they do win. It's the great paradox of Warband gaming. When you don't have to, you do. Eb swapped back to crossbow. His team's just tearing apart the Vaegirs. We see just a couple of players left, and this will be another round in favor of Eb's team.
was a very decisive round. I notice when
was, and
Eb's
if-
team's round, when Eb's team wins a round, it's pretty decisive usually. It's on this map.
Yes. So, Rodox still playing it strategic, still being intelligent, heading down to the boat for potentially an easy third win here. Vager's still sitting up at the top of the map. Of course, if they get the flag up there, then that'll be to their severe advantage as well. Vager's starting to move down toward boat, potentially preempting the need to move there.
Bit of a coin flip. Ooh.
Yeah, and Vager favor, as if they didn't already need enough. Now the Rodox are going to be forced to run up the middle of the map. It looks like they're sending Zealots around the side to flank from their spawn. The Vagers have just the dream crossfire on this flag, with archers just running to the two corners of the courtyard. It's going to be entirely dependent on the ability of Zealots to shut down Sparhawk over on the right. Bit of a GK reunion, all things considered, as the Rodok infantry starting to move in, probably moving in a little too early here. As their crossbow's not yet set up, but the fight commences. Mar gets taken down immediately with a good couch from Cal, setting him up for the infantry as the fight commences, and we've got the Vagers really putting in work here. Bad team kill, trading things back and forth. Another bad team kill as we've got 4 for Rodox, 3 from Vagers, but those archers are shooting. 2 left here. We've got Cal trying to put in some work against Zealots, but his sole archer back over there in the corner. 2 crossbows still from Rodox. Probably going to be able to mop this up, but they do need to play it carefully, because if Cal tries to go over and help his own player right now, they might be able to get a localized advantage. So rather than killing Zealots, Cal's got to go help his teammate. As he does, he breaks off. Probably going to be a little late there, because he's bringing his own cav along with him. Oh, and Zealots shooting from across the map takes down Kairos. Cal being the last person, he's going to fight honorably, dismount even with the worst athletics. Rodox don't care. They say we are all coming after him. They're going to team kill in their frenzy, and that is the game.
That was a pretty close match. What was the final score on that?
Final score is Cheese 7-6, Ebdanian.
Really close.